Tangle friends, Annie Reiser here. Thanks for joining me for Lunchtime Tangle. Today I'd like to show you another beautiful organic tangle to go with our spring theme. It is called Trio by Hanny Waldburger. She's a CZT in Switzerland, and I love this tangle. I am actually going to be teaching it this weekend during Tangle U in my daffodils Botangle, which is this. And here is the tangle we're going to be working on today. I absolutely love it. I think you will too. I don't have a whole lot of examples of it, but I have a few right here. This is my step out, my tangle tag. No notes on there yet. I do like it in this setting here as a traditional Zen-tangle non-representational tile. And then since it's trio, I like setting these up with threes, right? So I thought, well, how perfect is that for a 3Z tile? So I started playing around with different colors, and to me this looks like a furling or an unfurling fern frond, and I can't wait to show you. Let's get started. I've just got my 3Z tile here from Zen-tangle and a pencil, my Micron pen 01, and my kneaded eraser for shading. You can add the color later. I'm pretty busy this week, so I don't have time to spend too much time on this recording, but I think we can get you going so you can show me some creative things on my website or on my Facebook page. So I'm just going to start with corner dots, just because I think it lends itself to having a nice little frame or mat around it. And then I'm going to make a dot in the center. So I'm going to use that as a guide where to furl up to and make my first almost muka frond. And those of you who don't think that you can master muka, this is another good reason to want to do that. So I'm just going to start here. I like to start from the bottom. Take your time and breathe. Make a nice muka frond, and then we're just going to aura this twice. But when we do the aura over here, we're going to bow out a little bit and then taper into the corner. There's our first frond, and then we're going to have that beautiful concept of overlap going on here. Where again, you could start by putting your frond head here and bowing out, but I like to draw my mukas from the bottom. That's how Maria taught me. And that's how I do it best. So, and you can look where you're going if you start from the bottom. So here would be the little frond head, and 1, 2 auras. This time I went on the inside instead of the outside just because there's more room there. And then the third frond head starts down here, and then it just meets the tip like that. Now I might be doing this next step a little different than Hanny meant. I'm not really even sure, but I like to do it this way. And so what I'm going to start doing is this aura line. And when you can't go anymore, you just add some lines up there. And then here. And of course, however many you make, how close or how far apart or your line is going to make your frond look varied. I'm going to start again here. I might have gone a little bit too far up there, but no worries. In fact, I'm going to draw behind. Normally I would have continued that aura line on the outside, but there's not enough room there, so I just added it to the inside, and I don't think anybody's going to sit there and deconstruct that. So again, starting at the bottom. It's always nice if there's a little bit of a directional change. So if you want, you can kind of bow that out so it's not so parallel to that midsection there. And one more. And then we have these areas that lend themselves nicely to either filling it in completely like I did here, or you can make a triangle in this area. I often do that with Maria's muka as well, fill in those interstices with triangles. And then you can pick up, if you do striping with different colors, you can pick that up in that triangular area. I want to show you some fun other things to do with this. So this is just the basic tangle, and I've gone ahead here and used a little bit of line weighting to make it really stand out, and then of course added some thick and thin lines here and there just to make it more lively. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Whoops, this one should be really thick because it's kind of like folded. This is over the top of this one. See how much more interesting that looks than these without any emphasis of line. And you can spend your time just looking at it and adding things here and there in that final polishing stage. How would I shade this? This is a beautiful tangle that really shows dimension if you shade it right. It's already popping, right? But if we look at this, wherever there's this overlap, which happens to be those frond heads, I'm going to put some graphite under there. I'm going to put some graphite here, and then also all the way along this area so that it indicates this is the center kind of opening up there. And then as you can see, there's another space here where that's on top. And then maybe some coming from the bottom. Here again, this curl is on top of this one. So this whole frond head can get some graphite. This one here. So do you see how this is bowing out? So that would be hitting the light. That would be getting the highlight. And that's why I put a little shading up here and then some down here to indicate that light source. And then this one is kind of separate from this. I'm just making more and more layers to add interest on this one too. See how boring that is? I'm going to go ahead. This were the first two initial aura lines, so I'm going to divide that up with shading so that they look like they're separate layers. Same here. Just pull that down. And there is Trio 3 times. It's a trio. And then what you do with it is up to you. I love this idea of striping and then adding a sparkle here. You can color the frond heads make gemstones, actually. This was just colored blue. You can use your watercolor pencils, your color pencils, and do some greens. I think this is so pretty because to me it does just look like a fiddlehead fern. As food for thought, I don't have time this week to work this up for you, but if you were to take Eros, for example, or my new tangle Grateful, or Rock and Roll Roses, or Double Zinnia, any flower type tangle that you could cluster like this, you could then use this as the leaves around the cluster. It's just an idea, and I hope that somebody, one of you out there who regularly post to my Annie's Botangle student alumni page, will take that upon yourself as homework and do it for us so that we will have that to look at. It would be wonderful. So I am practicing from my teaching gig on the weekend, and here is my template that I'm working up again. And here I'd like to say something about Tangle U and Tangle U Productions. This is Elaine Huffman. Elaine had the brilliant idea to create a place where certified Zen-tangle teachers could meet on a regular basis annually for a retreat to learn new techniques, coloring, projects, you name it, inspire each other for the certified Zen-tangle teachers attending this retreat, so that we could go and take that knowledge with us to our own home base and to our own Tangle community. So that's what Tangle U, meaning Tangle University, is all about. But Elaine has morphed this into much more. She has created Tangle U Productions, which is basically online classes, especially since COVID, in a variety of topics, including not only Zen-tangle, but mixed media, bookbinding, all kinds of things. And she curates several of those classes and in-person hybrid retreats every year around the country. I've taken part in a couple of those classes with a wonderful teacher, Leanna Light, who teaches metal art. And my last one was a class called Vintage Metal Tags. And I did these really fun tarot cards that I designed and printed on metal. So I encourage you to go to Tangle U Productions, see what she has to offer. It's not just Zen-tangling, but I am really honored and proud to be part of this year's Zen-tangle retreat, as I was also in Portland, Oregon in 2018, I believe. So check it out. Thanks for joining me today. Have fun with Trio, and I can't wait to see what you're going to post. Have a great day. Bye now.